Well, lawmakers are dialing into the issue of keeping kids safe online. Senator Marsha Blackburn has introduced the Trump America AI Act, which would establish a set of guidelines for artificial intelligence. It's everywhere these days. And one of the sticking points requiring online platforms to implement safeguards to protect users under the age of 17 comes as recent Fox polling shows that an increasing majority of Americans are extremely worried about AI. Tennessee Republican Senator Marsha Blackburn joins us now with more on this. I have to ask you, you've worked so hard on COSA, which is, not even about AI. It's just about social media and kids. And that still hasn't gotten moved through the House. It hasn't passed and landed on the president's desk. So what makes you feel like this would go somewhere? And what are you going to do to get everybody's attention?
Yes, and Aisha, one of the things that has happened is big tech, Meta, has spent millions of dollars lobbying against Congress for any kind of online regulation that would protect children or consumers in the virtual space. As a matter of fact, Meta spent $20 million, hired one lobbyist for every 6 members of Congress in order to kill COSA. Now, with the Trump America AI Act, working with conservative leaders, what we have done is to pull together legislation that would protect children. It would protect our nation's wonderful creators and innovators. It would protect consumers, and it also would protect conservatives because we know of the bias that is embedded into many of these large language models.
I want to put up this poll here. It's a Pew poll. It shows that about 3 in 10 teenagers, senators, say that they use AI chatbots every single day, including 16% who do it multiple times a day and almost constantly. And we're talking about sometimes talking to chatbots about depression, about mental health questions. We all remember the story, the horrific story of the young man who committed suicide allegedly after an AI chatbot told him to do that. What is the urgency and how quickly does Congress need to act?
Congress should move forward with federal preemption very quickly. Parents, preachers, teachers, principals, child psychiatrists, they're all saying we want to have some protections. You have kids that are asking for protections in a way to de-link from these algorithms. These chatbots, which are trained, and all of this gets into your large language model training, Aisha. And it is carrying on these sensual and sexual conversations. You have the chatbots encouraging eating disorders, encouraging suicide. And so parents and kids are saying, look, in the physical world, there are laws against child endangerment. There are laws that say young people can't do certain things until they're 16, 18, 21 years old. You cannot sell alcohol, tobacco to kids. But most kids nowadays are meeting their predator, pedophiles, groomers, sex traffickers, drug traffickers. They're meeting them in the virtual space.
So let me ask you this, Senator.
The urgency.
Let me ask you this. A Fox News poll shows that the majority of parents favor banning social media and cell phones for kids. Do you recommend that?
And the reason this has happened, I think, is important to look at. Social media has proven that they cannot police themselves. They cannot put up the proper guardrails. So because of that, people are saying, look, if you're not going to be able to protect people and protect children in the virtual space like you do in the physical space, then let's close these avenues of access.
Okay.
What we are saying is it's past time to put laws in place on the virtual space just like we have in the physical space.
You got to get Speaker Mike Johnson on the phone. You got to figure out what's going on in the House, and maybe something can move at least on COSA. Senator, good to see you.
We're working on it.
I'm sure you are.
You too.